Hello soulmates, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you the easiest way to create your welt pocket with a flap. In order to recreate this, you want to watch this video to the end. Don't forget to give it a like, share and subscribe to our channel. Alright, so let's get straight into this tutorial. Before fixing your pocket, the first thing you want to do is to determine the placement of your pocket. Okay, so for this project I went ahead to cut out the bodies, and from the hemline I went up by 6 inches. This is to determine where I want my pocket to be placed. Then the next thing was to measure this area to get the center. Okay, this should be after you're done with your center front, right? And please do not include your side seam allowance. So once I've gotten that midpoint, I went out to mark 3 inches on both sides, giving us a total of 6 inches. Okay, from here to here it's 6 inches by width. Then for the length of our pocket is going to be 1 inch, right? So I went ahead to mark 1 inch all the way down. Then I squared this line to give us a rectangular shape. So after we've gotten that, I went ahead to divide the lines into 2. So we have ½ inch up, we have ½ inch down. Okay, so after we are done getting this, we'll be setting this aside. The next thing I went ahead to cut out is the strap, the one we are going to use to create the double welt. And for the length we have 7 inches and the depth is going to be 1 inch. You can decide to make it 1.25 depending on what you want to achieve. Okay, so the next thing I did was to take this to the ironing table. I went ahead to fold it into 2 and I will be giving this a good press so it's going to lay flat, and I will repeat the same thing for this other strap. So guys, I've gone ahead to iron this and this is what we have. We go ahead and keep this. Then the next thing we are going to be looking at is our pocket flap. So for the length of this pocket flap, what I have here is 9 inches. Okay, for the length. Then the depth is going to be 6 inches, but we're going to set this aside and we'll come back to the flap. So this is going to be our pocket covering, okay, the facing for the pocket, and the length we have here is 14 inches. Then the depth we have is, let's call this 8 inches. Then we're going to keep it aside. So what you want to do right now, in order to fix your pocket, this line we have here, I came in by ½ inch on both sides. So guys, the pen I'm using here is the invisible pen. It can actually clean once I iron this piece out. Okay, so I went ahead to mark this ½ inch and I'll come in by ½ inch on the other side as well. Then I'll mark it through. So having done that, I went ahead to fold this in 2. Then with my scissors I am going to just give a very quick cut on the center line. Then I'll go ahead and open it. So when you get to that ½ inch we marked earlier, you're going to give it a notch to create a triangular shape. Okay, so I'll be notching this area and notching this area. If you follow what I'm doing, you will get this correctly. And please, while notching, do not make your notch too deep. Don't let it get to the edge of that ½ inch. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same thing for this area. If you do this, you're going to have a very neat finishing around the edges of your pocket. So I went ahead to notch this as well, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. Okay, so once we are done with this, we are going to come in and place our interfacing at the back, because I noticed that my fabric is a bit wobbly, so I went ahead to place interfacing and I'm going to repeat this cut. So after we're done cutting it, I went ahead to replace the lines. Then I brought in my straps. I'll be placing it to meet each other and we're going to pin this down. So after pinning this down, we'll take this to the sewing machine and we're going to sew from this edge to this edge. Okay, make sure you don't leave any space in order to have a neat stitches. So we've gone ahead to stitch this, and we stitched on the right side of our fabric. So I will be turning this inside out and I'll take it to the ironing table and give it a very good press. So guys, we are done ironing this and this is what our pocket is looking like. Okay, so we're going to flip this area, take it to the sewing machine and sew down, making sure we are sewing that rectangular part together with the excess straps we have. All right, so this is me trying to arrange the straps to make sure they meet each other, so I don't have unnecessary gaping in the middle. So I will be stitching this rectangular part down. This part will be stitching it down to the straps. Okay, and we are going to repeat the same thing for this other part. So after we are done doing that, this is what our pocket is looking like. Can you see how the edges are very clean? If you follow this, you're going to get the edges properly. So guys, after I did the first the pocket flap, I didn't like the outcome. This was what I had and I didn't like it, so I'm going to be showing you a very easy way to get your flap in order to make it very neat and beautiful. So I had to recut another flap, and for this I have a length of 7 inches and a depth of 6 inches. Okay, I went ahead to measure what I have on my pocket, and what I have was 5.5 inches. All right, so I will be using this as a guide to sew my pocket flap, and what I have on the pocket flap is 6.5. so I'll be turning this inside out, and I'll be stitching 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch on the other side, then we'll turn it around. Now mind you that your pocket can actually come in any shape. Your pocket flap, it can actually come in any shape. It mustn't be this shape. Some can have a curve at the hem. Just feel free to be creative with your pocket flap design. Okay, so I'll be trimming this in order not to have excess on the edges. Then we are turning this inside out, and I will take it to the ironing table and I'll give it a very good press. So we are done ironing this, and this is the way we are going to be fixing our pocket flap. Just put it in between the lines, then determine the length you want for your pocket, okay, and adjust. Then after you're done doing that, you take it up and stitch it with the lines on top. Okay, and after we've done that, this is what we have as our pocket flap, and if you see, all the edges are covered and they are laying very neat. All right, now what we are going to be doing next is to put the pocket facing we cut out earlier. So for this pocket facing, we are going to be placing this on the upper part of our stitches. I'll go ahead and pin this down, and we are going to repeat the same thing for the lower part. So we're going to be stitching this area. Okay, so guys, let me pin this and I'll show you how we are going to achieve the lower part as well. Then for the lower one, we are going to raise our fabric like this, take this tip, and we are going to be sewing it on this edge as well. Okay, so guys, we're going to pin this as well. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and I'll sew it and show you what the outcome looks like. So I've gone ahead to sew that part. The next thing you're going to do is to flip your fabric like this, and you take this to your sewing machine and sew from the edge of this pocket, making sure everything is laying flat according to their direction. Then I'll stitch from the upper part to the lower part, and I'll repeat the same thing for this edge. All right, so guys, after you're done doing that, this is what your pocket is going to look like. Can you see that everything is sealed? Now if you want to weave this, you can go ahead and weave it, or if you're going to be attaching a lining, then you attach your lining, because the pocket is supposed to be in between your fashion fabric and your lining. So guys, I hope you love this tutorial. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, guys. Please, this is a way of encouraging us to keep posting and posting. All right, see you in the next video, and I hope you got value from this. Bye.